So Maurice has all these complaints, you guys. He have complaints with the Better Business Bureau. However, it says that they were not. Anyway, let me just read this. This client said nothing was deleted, not one item. I paid them over $500 and not one item deleted in the system. It showed one thing and the report showed another. I started off with the company telling them I don't believe they will be able to fix my credit. Now, I paid them in 6 months over $500 and not one item was removed. I was able to get an item removed from a college and I sent them proof. I go to their page on Facebook and they posted my email as if they had it removed. The dirty low down crooks. They were trying to solicit more customers, you guys, like as if she was a satisfied customer on Facebook. But anyway, just lies. I also was led to believe that everything on my Experian report had been removed according to their portal that we use is what they tell us to go by. However, after ignoring my actual report for 3 months, I brought it up to them. When I had a face-to-face meeting, I was told that person that did it was no longer working there. And before I could get home, they reported my portal to show instead nothing had been removed from my credit report. They knew that if nothing was removed, I was no longer going to use their services. I explained that several times. Instead of being honest, they made it look like they had removed items, but nothing was removed. I started in July of 2019 and I emailed them in February 2020 after I was told to go to the police department to file a report for identity theft. These crooks. Look at these crooks, you guys. They wanted this lady to go blame somebody else. And I wasn't comfortable with doing that, knowing that it wasn't correct. That was the deciding factor for me to leave this company. I'm not making a false report and blame someone else. The nerve of that company to credit One USA. Also, I looked it up, and Marie said he partnered with United Team, 1580 Sparkman Drive. So I clicked on, and as a matter of fact, I drove over there, and guess what it was? It was the Executive Hills apartment. I have you no lie. That's what he said. That's who he partnered with was United Team. But when you go there, yes, it is a bunch of apartments on that street. 1580 Sparkman Drive is Executive Hill apartment. I don't know what's going on with these people, but the thugs, that's what they are, crooks and thugs. This is Marie's profile. Now, let's see what Big Brother is doing. This is the part 3 reunion recap with Dustin, Ross, and Carlos King.
In the sense of this powerhouse, and there is something about them when they're together. It really breeds magic, and they look good together. And they, I said this to them once, and I told Melody, I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say this, but I said this to her, I think a year or two ago. I said, in my humble opinion, I feel like God created you two for each other.
I wholeheartedly.
There's, not just from an aesthetic standpoint, they think about the moments they used to like crack and joke with each other because they all knew each other's like, secrets and shade and look, I will give this to Martel too. At the end of the day, and y'all gonna either love what I say or hate it, but I'm curious to see, not to see, but hear your opinion, Dustin. Martel to me was okay with being somebody that looked at this powerhouse and said, I am going to pour all of my brawn into making you a star. Like, and if I'm a star because of that, great. But in my opinion, I think about it. He drove her to audition for American Idol. We met because he drove to Atlanta from Huntsville to meet with me. And in that meeting, True T, Martel would say 2 words to me. Melody don't talking. And I said, Melody, low key, I'm sold after 20 seconds. But we met for 2 hours. And the entire time, Martel looked at Mel like this.
Yeah, he loved that about her.
He loved
loves,
that.
Loves.
Well, there you go. And that's when I say God created them for each other. I always feel like this. There wouldn't be a Beyonce Knowles without Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There wouldn't be a Janet Jackson without Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we're talking about their fathers, but I feel like Melody had everything it took. Martel was the sort of like, not fire, but the driver in terms of like, what is it you want to do? And Melody said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he said, let's go.
Absolutely. I think that he valued having a partner that he could trust in that way.
Now, Carlos is just, I don't know, he got this thing for Martel, but he's saying that Martel was the driving force behind Melody. Now, I'm just going to read this to you guys, and then I'm going to see how clever Dustin going to answer this. Of course, going to answer this. He going to flip it where it's supposed to be at and expose Carlos. But a fan says, I'm reading what the fans are saying. I love Dustin commentary. He's unbiased, and the truth. Carlos give Dustin a contract. You should give Dustin a contract to recap all episodes. Let Dustin Ross be some part of something. He should do the reunion. I love him, and he isn't biased. He is so real and knows the cast like that. As for Melody and Martel, I think Melody would like a good co-parenting, but from what was revealed today, Martel wants to control the family that is he lost. He said he didn't want Melody brothers around his children because of him being gay. Martel feels that Melody will give him the kids automatically. But let's just, they got into the co-parenting, but watch how Dustin gonna flip this around and expose Carlos, because what Carlos is saying is that Martel was the force behind Melody.
To kind of drive their car forward as a couple and a family and as business owners and entrepreneurs in that way. Melody is a great talking head. She is a great communicator. She's poised, composed, and she knows how to deliver communication in an effective way. So I'm sure in their business, prime example, right? We never even knew that Martel didn't have his builder's license. We never knew that. We never knew that Melody was the one who assumed that weight of responsibility in their business operations. You know why we didn't know? Because Melody never exposed that. It wasn't important.
See, Carlos didn't expect for him to come back and say that. Carlos was trying to give Martel all the credit, but see, well, he threw it back at it. We didn't know that this man didn't even have his builder license because Melody never exposed it. Melody was carrying all this weight by herself. Go ahead on, Dustin.
To her to slight him in that way, that was their personal business, and she was dedicated to the success of their business, of them as a couple and as a family. And it wasn't important in her to demean him in that way or use that as leverage or paint herself as a more, formidable business partner and the person with more credentials, in the relationship. She didn't try to play him like that. We didn't find out he didn't have his builder's license until when? Until he got in that scene with Letitia and Marceau and them. That's how we found all that out.
Yeah.
That never came from Melody. And so there's something to be said for that. She never tried to embarrass Martel in that way. The only negative thing that she's ever really exposed about him was his infidelity.
Why is Carlos claim that he know his past so well? Why didn't Carlos know that? Why didn't Carlos expose that? Okay. Let me key into something what the fans are saying. The unforeseen circumstances was that Melody carried all the weight as the parent and as the business partner while Martel played in the street. So Destiny and Melody had a sit down and they both discussed the issues they had and agreed the friendship was over and would not get back to where it was, but they would be cordial. How you get up on stage and say you don't know what happened? Like, oh my God. Okay, let's just go. Everyone on that stage has a story to tell. Kimmy has a story to tell and a battle to fight. Dustin, great assessment once again. I feel like you're in my head. Carlos, you are a great host, but you have the ability to shine in front of and behind the camera. Thanks for showing the Black people and mostly Black women's passionate. Our culture is rich and our love runs deep. Tonight was emotional and authentic. I think Destiny's reason for bringing up the phone tapping is so she could deflect her reason for calling Martel doing what we all know. Okay, let me just go on and finish this. I'm getting it to
How can they hide that?
Yeah, and listen, the way Beyonce allegedly used Lemonade to deal with their situation, Melody used the show in terms of dealing with it in real time because it's a reality show. And I'm glad you brought up the Melody and the home builder's license because that also goes to show you how marriage works. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
Melody said, okay, I appreciate you working with me to build my dream. I'm also going to work with you to build yours.
Literally.
Yeah. I'll take the test while you lift up all of the construction. And like you got the muscle, so you do that. I'm the brains behind the operation. You're the brawn.
And they made a hell of a team.
They made a hell of a team, and I think you're right. When Melody walked out looking like an alien superstar, yes, Beyonce.
She looked so damn good.
Martel was like, in my opinion, because I know him, in his mind he said, "That's my girl." You know
that's right. That's right. Yep.
Say what you want.
Yep.
I expect nothing less from you.
There you go. I wish that humility on both sides, and I know that's a huge ask because I'm one of the people who feels that Melody was wrong. She was done wrong, period. That's why we're here, because she was done wrong. But I do have to be honest and say that I wish there was a little bit of more a presence of humility within their relationship on both sides, because I really think that they could, when they're good, they're great. And I really think that they could get to a place of greatness as co-parents and exes. I really think that they could get there, but it's going to take Martel working 10 times harder to be a friend to Melody.
Yeah.
He's going to have to try to be her friend. He's going to have to try. And part of that looks like taking full accountability. Okay? Stop trying to vilify her. Stop trying to make it seem like she was wrong too.
Yeah. So let me say this, you guys. Out of all that crying that Carlos did for Martel, he still tried to put the blame on Melody. And so let me read this. She said, I was offended for Melody when you turned to Mel and said, in chasing your dreams, do you wish she had done something different? What the hell? Why is Melody being blamed for Martel's cheating again? Martel and Melody both sat down together to map out, to plan their life, and to reach for and attain, if possible, all of their goals. When Martel decided that he wanted a different plan than what they had agreed to, why didn't he say, look, I think we need to revise the plan? Martel cheated and would not stop cheating because that is what he wanted to do. He should have had the courtesy of saying to Mel, I'm no longer being fulfilled in this marriage. I'm leaving you and getting a woman who meets my needs. I'm so tired of the woman being blamed for trifling ninjas. So, yeah, he did. He asked her. He said, would you do anything differently? So, in other words, it went from, well, he's cheating on her. He's cheating on her, and I don't know what differently she could have did. She gave him so many chance after chance after chance. She kept going back, and she was fulfilling him. She kept having babies, so she was giving him sex. Let's keep it going, y'all.
And he threw that dud out there. Well, if I have to stop doing with him because of what he did to you, then I have to stop doing with you for the same thing. And Melody was like, girl, let's
take that back. That's Destiny. Destiny just trying to throw shade at Mel. Once again, Mel have no obligation to answer her, but check this out.
You want?
Yep.
I expect nothing less from you.
There you go. I wish that humility on both sides, and I know that's a huge ask because I'm one of the people who feels that Melody was wrong. She was done wrong, period. That's why we're here, because she was done wrong. But I do have to be honest and say that I wish there was a little bit of more a presence of humility within their relationship on both sides, because I really think that they could, when they're good, they're great. And I really think that they could get to a place of greatness as co-parents and exes. I really think that they could get there, but it's going to take Martel working 10 times harder to be a friend to Melody.
Yeah.
He's going to have to try to be her friend. He's going to have to try, and part of that looks like taking a full accountability, okay? Stop trying to vilify her. Stop trying to make it seem like she was wrong too, which Destiny threw that dud out there. Well, if I have to stop doing with him because of what he did to you, then I have to stop doing with you for the same thing. And Melody was like, girl,
So Destiny, I think that was the part where Melody, I didn't see the reunion, y'all. I'm just going by the recap. But there was a part where Melody said that they had hacked into her phone. I mean, that Destiny was talking to him early in the morning, so Destiny tried to throw it off, So she was saying that, she had to cut off all her relationship with Martel for cheating, that means she had to cut it off with her too for cheating. But I'm just putting it like this. What if she was hacked into his phone while he was cheating? So what? That was her husband. I don't get the point with Destiny.
And then we moved on, right? Stop trying to vilify her. We all know what happened, so let's all just eat humble pie and try to work together here. That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's my wish as a fan of the show. I just want to see them make it back. I do.
Yeah, I will say you'll see a dynamic this upcoming season. That's all I'll say. Last but not least, obviously Kimmy sharing her cancer story, which is what.
Oh man.
That time we're talking about these behaviors of these men on this show. Y'all remember when Martel tried to set it up for Melody? That Melody sabotaged his book event with the kids, knowing all the time that it was Melody week off with the children. But his goal is to come back later, file for child custody, and this is one of the ways that he's trying to make her set her up to make her look like a bad mother.
Boy, the disappearance of Linda still remains an unsolved mystery. Over 100 years ago, oral history has been told by the elder. Is that Melinda Borden was an unlisted passenger above the Titanic. She was traveling as a personal caregiver and with an independent European contractor. Of course, we must listen to the elders. Just listening to the elders lets you take a journey through their minds. And it's like walking through a library because they have ancestors' knowledge, because they have old untold stories. This is Blacktitanic. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. So as y'all can see, Melody is living her best life. She's in Jamaica and she's unbothered. But this is about Martel. Martel scheduled a book signing on the day that he did not have visitation right. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This man is so controlling. It don't matter the agreement that they made. It don't matter the court order that's involved. It's that he can control Melody. He can flush her out. He can make her come and film with him, knowing that if Melody would have showed up, he would have been trying to argue with Melody. She's not having it. I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been through a divorce too. I finally said, fuck it, I'm not doing this with you anymore. Just fuck it, You get your children on a day that's scheduled for you, and I will just back off and you do what you want to do on your day. And that's all he had to do. But anyway, so y'all know that Martel is trying to make her jealous, his ex-wife jealous, by using this bird brain. But anyhow, this is what's going on. My kids didn't show up. Thank you.
Hopefully they'll walk through the door in a minute. Where's the kids at? Where are the kids at? Where are the kids at? Where are the kids at? Well, Melody should be walking through the door pretty soon. Martel, you do not discuss this with Melody. You do not make any arrangements for your book signing. And where are the children? No children at the book signing. Your new male manager had to go out and find some children to come that don't know anything about the book, don't know anything about you, to read these children's books. Why did y'all go to the libraries? Pass flyers out at the libraries on Children's Day. They have Children's Day at the library, where the children where the teachers just bring children, entire classroom. I am an uncle, and I know that. They will bring a whole entire classroom to the library or wherever you at for a book reading for children. Why didn't you do that? You didn't do any kind of marketing to have kids there. You didn't communicate with the baby's mom. You just tell her what to do and expect for her to jump and do it. So now you mad at Melody. You want all of us to think that Melody is a bad wife. You will go to no end to try to make Melody
out to be a bad wife. Meanwhile, this child right here and this son that you got with this girl, you need to be checking her out. You need to be checking her on this son that you got with this girl, because she don't appear to be able to handle this little boy. He cries and hollers all the time. Excuse me, y'all. I'm getting a bit emotional over here, but this man making me sick, and I hope y'all don't fall for this shit. This man didn't do nothing, nothing to have his kids come to this book signing club. It is a hoax on the children, and it's a hoax for the cast. It's a hoax for the public to think that Melody is a bad mother. And she got on social media right away and told y'all that this man did not even make no kind of arrangement with her. You are cold MF. This cold as you can be to use your children to get back at your baby mama.
So I haven't seen the show yet. I have not. But it's my real life. So as I already explained on the show, I was never asked. To this day, I still haven't been asked. So to all of the women out there who have been married, had children with that person, they all understand and feel the freedom of setting boundaries and setting up for yourself. And for those of you who don't get it, it's probably not come back to 10 for these women, because most of the men that I have spoken to, they're like, I know that's right, it's the clown stuff, right? On the other part. So for those of you who don't get it, for most of the women, make your daughters and granddaughters be stronger.
So this is taken from Lee TV, I believe. But what I'm doing is reading the comments. Okay, Melody told y'all she wasn't going to film with nor allow Martel to use the kids as a front. She said he never said a word for her or gave her the heads up until the night before. This man didn't even plan this out with her. Martel wanted to control Mel still by using the kids as a weapon to flush her out. It shows me that Melody has been giving in for years to Martel, and he's not used to the new Melody. She has set boundaries, and he should have did the book signing on his visitation date. Now those boundaries are what they agreed on, and the court order. Those are the boundaries, and he went outside the boundaries. Martel would be just fine. He should have said it on a visit week. Do not feel sorry for him. This is life, and life goes on. Those kids' father should have planned his book signing on the week he has his kids. I don't feel ish for Martel. Mel had to have Thanksgiving the week before Thanksgiving because it was his week with the kids. Mel had to have Christmas the day after New Year. Why? Because it was that snake turn to have them. So he can cry me a river. Okay? And lastly, do I feel sorry about it? No. It didn't have to be like it was. He could have had a book signing on his week. When he agreed to participate, he knew it wasn't his week. He could have been a simple adult and asked